You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy podcast network.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Goat's vagina. That thing was huge.
You said that, not me.
Just come up, taken away by Wicks. Santini! Oh, it's glorious!
Play action. Over the middle. Touchdown, Giants. Give me a hell yeah.
And we are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football. Balls for everyone's taste, episode 45. My name is Mike Fish and I'm joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
Awful. Fucking
Good.
awful, because my team is the worst and I hate everything.
One of you.
But yeah, I'm just used to it. What is it? It's like, yeah, but it's like, I mean, the Giants are my one, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just pissed off, but like I should be used to it by now, right? It's only been like 5 years of this in a row.
Well, I mean, before we dive into that, was there any happy memories of the weekend? Did you do anything nice over the weekend?
I only had to watch like 4 hours of the Giants as opposed to more. So that was a positive, I guess.
You always got to look on the bright side.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many. There's not many right now, I'll be honest with you.
It was a lot because obviously West Ham and the New York Giants played both on Sunday, and it felt like
Which I hate,
very...
by the way.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it depends on the outcome, but yeah, typically it's never ends good because it's very rare you're going to get both of them pull out the win.
Right,
And,
but it's like very possible they'll both lose and just be like, "Oh, cool! Now I have no happiness at all." But I don't know. I like this. I get why we're in Europa. I would prefer to be in Europa, so I'm happy with that. But like the Europa games mean you have to play the Sunday games because you play on Thursday. But it's kind of frustrating sometimes.
Because the Giants played the 1 o'clock game. By the time that game was over, I was like, "Oh, this day's over. Can I go to bed now?" It felt like such a long day. It felt like years since West Ham played that morning.
But yeah, it felt like it was days.
I don't know what happened. It was... I mean, let's dive in, I guess, straight into the Giants. Because, I mean, we was already injury depleted. It was a very weak Giants team to begin with. So I went into the game low expectations. Very low expectations.
I mean, my expectations were low, but come on, guys.
But still, they somehow managed to piss me off and...
Why do we care at this point, man? Like, that's what I keep asking. Like, why do I still care? I know the result when I sit down and I watch football. And to be fair, at least this week, we weren't heartbroken by the result, you know? Like, we just were like, okay, this is a blowout. Cool. Like, it's worse when they, like, Washington game us. Or, like, you know, when they fuck up a game that they had in hand. Or the Falcons game. Where they just like make you like wait for it, and then you know it's gonna happen. And at least it was like, well, we're just gonna get beaten badly today, so cool.
Well, there was a little bit of hope because they teased us. They brought us in
the first quarter
by leading 3-0 at the first quarter. Then they're like, that's like we're just gonna give away 28 points in a second.
But again, the offense stalled in like the inside the 10-yard line again. Because we have two plays that we run, and it's either run Daniel or we just try and run that sweep play to the outside. Like maybe do a couple other things. I don't know. Seems like we could spice the playbook up a little bit. I'm not a scientist by any means, but I have noticed that we fucking suck at scoring in the red zone. So maybe run more than a couple plays. Who knows? Just throw a couple new wrinkles in there and make a defense have to prepare for that. Because I feel like now the defense is like, okay, well, they're going to do this or they're going to do this. Let's guard for these two things, and that's all they got to do. And then they stop us, and then we have to kick a field goal, and I mean, like that's how you lose.
I remember the good old days when I would get excited when my team got in the red zone, but now it's literally even if we're like first and goal and on the 4-yard line, I'm like, they're just gonna fuck this. It's gonna be a field goal.
How are they going to let me down? Yeah. How is this gonna go poorly?
It's just low expectation, yet they still fucking... And yet, we still died. More players got injured. It's not going to get better anytime soon.
Kadarius Toney, 36 yards in like 3 minutes of play, and then you see him limping off the field. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing now, guys? I was in an Uber on the way to the bar to watch the game. I had it on my phone, and I was like, why is Toney off? Like, okay, solid start of that opening series for him, and then just like that, all right, see ya.
And then
No Slayton. You had no Galladay. You had no Toney at that point. You have Shepard, who fucking slips all over the place, causes Daniel to have an interception. We had another tipped ball off the receiver's hands is an interception. Just everything that can go wrong for this team has. I don't know really like how to taper our expectations. We can't be winning games with like 4 players from our starters like actually suiting up and doing stuff, but just like maybe show up, maybe try and play. It just didn't seem like they were guys that even like gave an effort at all yesterday, and that's just the deflating part. Like, I don't know what we do here. You can't blame it all on like a coach or anything like that, but just
it's from top to bottom. The whole
everything just adds up, man. You can't say Daniel's supposed to be a way better quarterback than what he was yesterday when he has no help around him. The offensive line regressed, wasn't really giving him any protection at all. I mean, yeah, he wasn't holding onto the ball there at a certain point, but he was hearing footsteps the whole fucking game. Like, I get it.
And I mean, I mentioned it last week, which made me laugh. I mean, it's still too early to start looking at the draft order for next year, but it just makes me laugh how
it would be 5 by now. Like right now, it would get
I think it was 6.
No,
yeah, anyway,
updated 5th, yeah.
But anyway, I remember going into this season where we was like, "Hey, Chicago's gonna suck, and we're gonna steal there." We're about 10 ahead of them. Like we are.
That'll even out, I think, as the season plays on, but. We're not better than Chicago. I'll tell you that.
Zero.
We don't have a defense. They have a defense somewhat, so you got to give them that.
But there is zero silver lining to this team right now. The only, at least coming out of the Dallas game, there was, hey, Tony's looking good though. At least we got that. And now he's injured. I don't know.
We can't have nice things. We just can't have nice things. This is a franchise that's not allowed to have nice things, and it doesn't make any sense. Like I just watch football for 4 hours on Sundays, and I'm just sad. And every single Sunday, I get up and I do it again, like some idiot, thinking that it's going to be a little bit better. And then we have a Saints game, and it's like, maybe we can do it again. Nope. Just they give you just enough hope not to kill yourself, but not that much. It's not that much.
What's annoying is though, it keeps you sucked in because we was watching it, and it was obviously. From halftime, it was obvious this is a game that's done. We're gonna lose this, and it's gonna be embarrassing. And my wife was like, "Can we just turn this off?" And I was like, "No, I have to watch it to the end. I have to watch it.
I want to feel the pain."
But yeah, there was no ridiculous
pain. Then what can I feel? Because it's not happiness. It's not happiness. This team brings.
It's a tough game to break down because there's nothing to break down other than everything that could go wrong went wrong. It just looked like there was no effort. We would get the ball and then first play or second play, it'd be an interception or whatever, and then go be straight back at it again. We had nothing other than towards the end, but then at that point I don't know. Okay, what's your opinion on this? Because I thought right towards the end. The fourth quarter, I was like, they might as well just bench Daniel Jones. Not because I just like him.
He had the concussion last week.
Yeah, exactly. I like Daniel Jones still. I think he has potential still. I know it's hard to talk about potential in year 3, but still,
we're Dan Stans.
We're Dan Stans. But it's like, yeah, he's just coming out of a concussion. It's obviously we're not going to win this game. What is the point of leaving him out there for potentially to take another hit? I just didn't, and the announcers were like, the announcers were, oh, well, because he's playing with a lot of players he doesn't play with normally, so it's good to get him reps. And is it though?
Judge is a hard-out coach, and that's like, I think going to be his downfall if he does end up not being able to turn this around, which is not looking great right now. Just like when you're a hard-out coach that makes people run laps and shit, like they got to win fucking games. And if they're not winning games, and you're like, no, go out there and play hard till the whistle. It's like, no, dude. Your quarterback is recovering from a concussion. Like, take him out. We're not going to win this game. We're not going to win this game. Fucking put Glennon in there.
If anything, you want to the way this season's going,
At
you
least
want.
Daniel. I mean, the rest you can't really sub out any receivers. We don't have anybody left, but
I'm just saying, like the way this season's going with injuries, the whole we need to play reps and all that shit. No, get the backup quarterback, get him some reps because the way things are going, I'm not going to be shocked if Daniel Jones has to miss a game at some point in the season. Just through that's the way our season's going. So why not get him some practice in? I don't.
yeah, I'm not sure what the logic was to that, but it was pretty frustrating. Pretty frustrating for sure.
Alex O chimes in. It's going to be the madness when the Giants win the Super Bowl the same year West Ham becomes champions. Honestly, the way things are going, I think West Ham's going to win the Premier League way before the Giants win the Super Bowl again.
But I like the positivity.
I like the
We need to keep
positivity.
positivity. It's just very difficult right now because I feel like I have no hope with this team. I feel like I have no hope with this team. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if how do you fire somebody right now when you have all these injuries? You're going to just chalk it up to like, well, look, these are all like everybody's hurt. Like, what do we do now? I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to fucking do.
There's no.
Mara's a fucking
Right,
terrible
in the
owner
tunnel,
right now,
because-
man.
You're just like, well, even if we totally suck this year and we get a higher first round draft pick, are we going to get anyone good at this point?
Probably fuck it up. I have no idea where to go with that, but just like, did you notice that the Mara wasn't even down there when they were like, it was the Super Bowl team that they were bringing back out for the 10-year anniversary? And
I know I know
Mara
why they do that, but it's just funny
nowhere
now. It's
to be
like
seen to avoid
we
the
just-
booze.
it's now becoming like a joke almost where it's like we're getting destroyed, and at halftime it's like, here's Eli. Everyone loves Eli,
Yeah,
right?
They're just gonna start wheeling Eli out for every game and be like, please don't boo us more. And we're like, fuck you guys. We're not stupid. We know what you're doing. And just, I have no idea where this direction is going to go because it looked like we bolstered a defense. It looked like we had an offense, and we just can't fucking figure it out. We can't put this shit together. We're never going to be a fucking competitive team again, man. This is the worst. I hate this team. I hate this team so fucking much. I hate that I like this team. I hate that I watch this team. I hate that I buy merchandise from this team. I hate that I fucking have spent hours and hours and hours of my life watching this dumb fucking team that does nothing but just like make me want to fucking like walk off a fucking like bridge every fucking weekend when I'm watching him now. It's just it's the worst. It's just pain over and over and over again. That's all that they know how to do. Like they don't know how to do anything. They're not successful. They're not close to being successful. They got 5 losses now. Like they're not gonna be a good team this year. They're gonna be a shitty fucking team again. And then they're like what. I have no idea. They probably won't fire anybody. Everybody's going to come back, and then we're just going to have the same fucking result again, and we're going to try and talk ourselves into it for an entire offseason. We're going to get hyped up, and 2 weeks into the season, we're going to want to fucking kill ourselves again. It's going to just be the same fucking, like, cut, repeat, cut, paste, cut, paste. Like, that's over and over. That's all we've seen ever since this. We can fire another coach. I don't know if that's going to make a difference because we still owe fucking McAdoo money. Or I think this is the last year of paying off McAdoo. We still owe Shermer money. Like, cool. Let's just fire a coach like every 2 weeks. Like, what are we going to do, man? Like, until you have to have an organizational change, and just changing the coach that you can fire in 2 years when things aren't well and you have to have a fall guy. Like, I don't know if that's going to work. Dave Gettleman, if you're going to fire Dave Gettleman, the Maras need to figure out what the fuck they want to do. This was an awesome franchise. This was a franchise that made it seem like they knew what the fuck they were doing. You talk about the Giants and the Steelers and, like the Ravens and the Patriots. You talk about them in the same, like, sentence. And now the Giants are just fucking – they're not the Browns because the Browns were so fucking awful forever. But it's like the Giants are one step above Browns-Lions territory. And it's stupid. This was a team that made me so fucking happy. Like, and now it's like a decade ago, and I'm just sitting here watching the same shit over and over again. I don't know where we go from here, man. I had all the answers. Like, Joe Judge is our guy. Culture change. Cool. I don't know. It's not. It's obviously not working.
But that's probably I don't know what is the problem because I don't because it wasn't. It's not like, oh hey, get rid of Joe Judge and that's going to fix everything. Because what about the coach before him? What about the coach before him? It was. There's obviously. I'm not saying Joe Judge is the guy that we need. No, we need to get behind him and blah 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 blah. But there's obviously other major issues other than him.
Ownership. And
Exactly.
It starts at the top, and they can do the same fucking wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over again. But like, it's not getting any better. I don't know. It's like I thought that the Maras were an awesome like owner team. Like I thought that they were great. owners that they wanted the best, but they just struck gold with fucking Coughlin and Eli a couple of times, and that was what it was. Like they got really fucking lucky with Parcells in the 80s, and we're just seeing this now. No, the Giants are not the best team in New York, Alex. The Bills are the best team in New York. So New York City maybe, but I don't even know if we'd beat the Jets, honestly.
That's where they're not New Jersey. New Jersey.
I hate watching football on Sundays. I'm gonna do it again. It's the Larry David, like, fuck you, I'll see you next week. But like, that's me after every single game.
I mean, there were some good games otherwise, other than that.
Not really. The whole noon slate of games were just garbage. There was the Panthers and Vikings. Maybe there's the first half of the Chiefs and Washington football team. Which, by the way, did you notice the Washington football team was rocking some throwbacks? They were wearing like the burgundies and like the gold pants. And I was like, what are we wearing throwbacks for? Like, what are we throwing back to? The racist team name? Like, okay, maybe don't wear throwbacks if that was like what you're throwing back to. We're trying to move forward on a path, going back to be like, well, yeah, but we had these gold jerseys we had these gold pants and this from this. Like, yeah, like the racist times. Okay. While we also throw together like a 3-day like notice Sean Taylor jersey retirement, like number retirement ceremony, just to cover up the fact that like Bruce Allen's emails are getting leaked, and they're like, please don't look at all the racist stuff we've done, the topless pictures of our cheerleaders we've done. Just please check out these cool throwback jerseys. Go back to what, guys?
What are we throwing back to? Don't ask that. Doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it. Next week, the Washington football team will have their Trail of Tears jerseys ready to go. That's probably they're how tone deaf can you fucking be? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure the Giants will do something.
What like shit run organizations do we have in the NFC East, man? Like Jerry Jones like got a little bit lucky right now with like the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator he's got.
Well, Jerry's had his history of a little bit.
Jerry's not a good owner. He's not a good owner. Yeah, and Jerry Jones emails, I want to see those. Those is like I don't want to expose. I mean, fucking, I'm not like let's show everybody's emails, but like okay, like Jerry Jones wasn't also in on that shit too. But the Maras are fucking trash right now.
Wasn't he the one that
went? Are trash right now. Snyder and his whole crew are trash right now. Like the NFC East is like the worst ownership group.
Didn't the Cowboys owner? Wasn't he the one that frequent massage parlors?
That was Kraft. But
That's
Jerry
Kraft.
probably has been to a few massage parlors, I would imagine.
Could you imagine them two going in together? That's the most
It's gonna be
seediest.
I like that. I just make Jerry Jones like George Bush. That's just my Jerry Jones impression.
If the shoe fits, as they say.
Right. What were your thoughts? What were your takeaways, man? Because I feel like I've just bitched and ranted. But what are your thoughts on where we're going right now?
Alex O wants maybe Jason G will be the next Giant. No,
God, no.
no.
No, but that would be like such a Giants move to be like, oh, actually, we're gonna elevate the offensive coordinator of a team that was not really doing great to head coaching position, like we did with McAdoo. And then, why would we think that was gonna get better? I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be because literally throughout the game there was literally other than Graham Gano,
Who's been missing as of late too.
he's the only shining light right now. And where was it? And then there was just nothing good about that game. There was, again, like I said, it was against some games where you're like, well, that was shit, but hey, at least we had this. There was nothing good about this. And I have to reiterate, I think I've never been one of those people who want my team to lose. But I genuinely think the only way things are going to change, like major change, is if we have something ridiculous like a 1-16 or 2-15.
But that's
season.
the problem. Is like I still then we still have to hope that the Maras don't fuck it up, and the Maras are gonna fuck it up, and it doesn't matter what the record is. If you're just able to fuck up shit, like they are the best at fucking shit up. And so when like they get, hey, let's give them a really high draft pick and another give them all this capital to work with, they'll fuck it up. Like I don't trust them to make any decisions that are going to turn out positively for us, unless they somehow just get lucky again. We need a Coughlin again, or we need to just like all the cards fell right. I think Ernie Accorsi was a large reason. Our GM before Jerry Reese, I think he was a large reason that the Giants were able to build the culture that they did with Coughlin there and everything like that. But I mean, outside of that, like I don't know if Gettleman's the guy, man. Like, Gettleman, he's made some solid draft picks in the first couple rounds, but like other than that, they haven't really panned out. The Saquon pick is gonna just like haunt him because people are gonna shit all over that. People are really still like Danny Dimes haters, and I understand if you want to be a Danny Dimes hater, but just fuck off. Don't root for my team if you're a Danny Dimes hater. You don't root for the captain of the plane to crash the plane. You just don't do that. I can't do that. But like Gettleman, if he's gone, like I don't know, like there's only a handful of guys that are really gonna be ever good GMs, and he's maybe not one of them. Evan Ingram is still healthy, and to his credit, did not tip a ball to a defender this week. So it's
progress.
2 weeks in a row. It's 2 weeks in a row he didn't do that. I mean, he was pretty much a non-factor. Although Kyle Rudolph, remember that guy? Maybe involve him in the red zone. I don't know, Jason Garrett. Again, we run 2 plays in the red zone every single fucking time. There's I tell you all the time, I can predict the Giants plays just watching them, and I shouldn't be able to do that. If I can do it, every defense can do it.
Right. I mean, looking ahead next year, like you know obviously way more about college football than I do. I had zero knowledge other than Rutgers suck. And Sam Houston State is pretty good.
They're the best. Sam Houston State, the best team.
Pretty good.
Longest winning streak, longest active winning streak in college football. Fun fact. Division
I mean, I don't want to shit on Rutgers, but I sent you that tweet where they were talking about, hey, our kicker is like the most punt yards in school history. It's like, well, isn't punting mean that you failed?
Not usually, right.
So that's not a good step, but good for him. Good for him.
Although Sam Houston punter, who I hope one day, Matt McRobert, an Aussie, I hope he eventually becomes a Giants punter because he is a very good punter. And I think that, I think Lachlan Edwards, he was the Jets punter. He was a Sam Houston State punter as well. But like if your team doesn't punt a lot and you're a really good punter, so like your averages are always very high at that point. If you punt a bunch, a lot of times that like brings down your average, but you will have more overall punting yards because you punt the ball way more. And it's like, yeah, he just was bragging about the punting yards. That doesn't mean a lot. That just means like this guy has kicked the ball downfield this many times to where it's added up now to, okay, cool. Which is cool. I'm not trying to knock on punters people too.
But that's almost like saying, like, hey, our team in the other type of football, West Ham's type of football, our team has had the most kickoffs in Premier League history. So that means you've letting a lot of goals. That's okay. Good for you.
Yeah, we've had the most. Received the most kickoffs in the NFL this year. That's not good. We don't want that.
Alex O said, I jumped on the Giants bandwagon this season. I'm sorry if I started to curse. No, this has been going on for a while.
Curse. Don't you put that on you, bro. We appreciate you hopping on the bandwagon. I'm just sorry it went so poorly.
The reason I ask about college football is because some people I've done very little research, but some people are saying there's no point, even if you're a Daniel Jones hater, there's no point jumping that bandwagon because right now, as it seems, the next pool of quarterbacks coming from college into the draft next year, there's no one really like exciting. So
like Malik Willis, I don't like that guy. Spencer Rattler got benched. I don't think he's coming out now. I don't. There's nobody that I would take Daniel Jones over every quarterback in the draft this year.
So yeah, unless we trade for someone else's quarterback, which I don't.
We don't need a quarterback. That's my problem. Like we don't. That's what pisses me off when you have like Giants fans on message boards and shit. Like I know that what they say really has no fucking doesn't carry any weight, but like neither does what I say. But like it's just like. Dude, the number one move should not always just be to get a new quarterback. Daniel Jones is not the problem. If you think Daniel Jones is the problem, you've obviously not been watching any of these games because like show me any quarterback that loses his entire offense and
It's
tell me how
it's
they're
stat
supposed to make it
watchers.
work.
It's
I
people
mean,
that look at stats only because they look at Daniel Jones' last
you
game.
looked at the 3 interceptions,
He had a lot of
no touchdown
interceptions.
passes, and he had one because Sterling Shepard fucking slipped, and it went right to the defender because Shepard wasn't there to get it. We had another one that tipped off of, was it? I can't remember. I think it was Johnson's hands, and it went to a defender. And then the other one was a bad throw. I mean, like, so, but 2 of 3 were not Daniel's fault, I don't believe. And Daniel, like, just he was rushed the entire game. And yeah, you got to be able to be calm, cool, and collective, but not when you're running for your life the entire time when you get the ball. And just they couldn't establish a run game really the whole time. Devontae Booker, I actually really like. I think Elijah Penny getting some carries is cool too. But just Saquon is the guy that this offense kind of revolves around. Kenny Golladay was going to have a heavy impact in this. Sterling Shepard is a number 2 receiver. We had to run him at a number 1 this weekend. He's not going to be Jalen Ramsey. Like, Sterling Shepard is an awesome number 2. If he's the only guy you got, you're fucked. You need to have Kenny Golladay to take looks away. You need to have a Kadarius Toney or somebody else that can be a nice little slot guy like that. Like, just we were fucked. We didn't have a chance really going into this, and they just didn't play like it would have been cool if you could have hung with them for a little bit. And just they showed nothing. They showed no signs of life. This team's just gonna get worse and worse by the week, I feel like.
I mean, is things going to improve for the Panthers game? Are people going to be coming back?
That's a better opportunity to win. I don't think Christian McCaffrey's playing again. I think he's out for another 2 or 3 weeks. So that's a positive. They're without their best player. I don't know.
It's just sad when we're hoping that their players get injured, so we have a chance.
I'm not hoping they get injured or anything. That's just a fact. Like, I don't think he's coming back. Carolina hung with Minnesota, who's a better team than us. So yeah, Carolina's definitely a better team than the Giants are, but the Giants can fuck around and hang with, like, they fucked around with the Saints and won. Like, maybe this is one that we can do that too. I don't know. This feels like a game where the Giants are gonna like if they were gonna win one. I'm not saying the Giants are gonna win, but like it feels like a game the Giants could fuck around and like lose by a field goal at the end, or like if they won, then it's like they'll just get blown out the next 2 weeks and it'll just be like, haha, remember that game? Like, it'll be the Saints game all over again, where it was a meaningless win that just we look back at. We're like, well, they put this together for a game here and they put this together for a game there. Why couldn't they figure it out going forward? But I don't expect us to win this. I don't expect it. I mean, I expect us to be within 10, hopefully. Like, let's not get blown out again.
I was saying that the day before I was talking to a buddy of mine who's a Rams fan, which I don't like about him. You shouldn't be here and be a Rams fan. Anyway, not my point. But he was talking about, obviously, at the time before the game, it was, I think, what's the phrasing of it where they give Giants a 10-point lead basically in the betting? What's that called?
Spread.
The spread. And when he told me it was 10.5,
it was 10.5, and then it went down to 7.5 before kickoff. But
even I was like, that's being generous. I think it's gonna be worse than that, and it was. I was right.
They covered. They did cover.
But yeah. So yeah, I don't even want to predict the Panthers game. It's just gonna be horrible. More pain. Prediction.
Oh, it's gonna be a loss. That's what I predict.
Before we move on to more brighter things, Alex O again, with how ironic would it be if Giants get Eli Manning's nephew? I think isn't he a couple of years away from that? He's still. I don't think he's going to be in the draft next year.
One more year in high school, then he's going to go to college for at least 3 years. So yeah, 4 years away. You know, if Daniel Jones hasn't panned out by then, okay, I'm down for it.
That would be if
4 years.
If the current regime
7 and he's not been great, then all right.
If the current regime are still involved in Giants in 4 years' time, that would be the most Giants move ever. To be like, hey, I know you all hate us, but it's Eli's nephew.
Here's
we
another
got Manning
guy.
again.
We got Manning. Sounds familiar, right? Well, guess what? He's our guy now. We're like, we're just gonna fuck it up. Just gonna fuck it up, man.
That's going to be tough, though, to be fair, though. No matter how good or bad he is in 4 years' time, just to see a Manning quarterback go to somewhere else other than the Giants.
You just better not go to, like, the Cowboys or Washington or Philadelphia. Just go to a team that, like, we don't have to see, or the Giants. Yeah, so Daniel's going to be good then, and we'll figure something out. I don't know.
Someone like the Raiders where we only play them once every 4 years or something.
Yeah.
Feel better?
Not really.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't even I forgot to play this. That was going to be my intro to the game, but there you go.
That was good.
Yeah, that took me a whole 5 seconds to make. But yeah, anyway, let's switch sports, shall we?
Let's.
Please. West Ham United away to Everton. Last week we spoke about this. We was like, best case scenario is just going to be a draw because it's Everton. They're always our bogey side, and Everton are playing well this year, and it's away. Never goes well, but we pretty much handled that game pretty damn well.
We West Hammed it, dude. We play up to the competition, and we shit the bed against teams we should beat. So we had a good team in Everton, and I think now we are 6th, I believe, on the table, at least after following the game yesterday, because I went NFL right after that. But I think we were 6th, they were 7th following the conclusion of the game. I know other stuff has happened, and we may be not 6th anymore, but that's a solid position for the amount of points I feel like that we could have come away with this. We got a tough go of it, but I don't know. Ogbonna, great. He had the goal that kind of put us ahead. I thought realistically it could have been 3-0, could have been 3-1, 3-2.
Oh, it should have been way more.
Fabianski, how about that?
Clean sheet.
First one of the season, showed up. Our boy, I think maybe he heard us getting a little bit of doubt going, and he was like, "You know what, Alex, Mike, I got you. Fear not, Fabes is back. The old Fabes is here," and he had some pretty solid saves.
I think as long as everyone can stay healthy, we've got a solid back. I mean, I was kind of sad that Sufal obviously wasn't involved, but Johnson stepped up. He played a great game.
And Johnson had a really good game, dude.
Good game.
There were a couple of opportunities that Everton had that just, I don't know. We always have that breakdown a little bit in the game, and I don't know. It was kind of a nothing first half, but the second half, it just felt like I felt like we had something going, and we could have scored a couple of different times. Antonio had almost, I think it was like 2 opportunities Antonio had that he could have capitalized on, and just wasn't there. But yeah, that was awesome. And West Ham scoring on corners again. That's our thing.
Because we had the reputation of the set piece kings, but this season has been a little bit quiet on that end. So it was nice to see us
getting back to it.
Nice to see us score again. Because I think I predicted Souček to score on a set piece, but Ogbonna did.
Either or works.
Sorry, I'm just recharging.
Mike, if you're listening only, Mike just has a whole case of beer that he's pulling beer out of. It's pretty cool. You should just do it with a beer bong next time, or just have like the hat with the beers on them.
Just what's it called? Shotgun it. Just shotgun it.
Yeah.
If the Giants lose by 20 or more points on Sunday,
don't say things like that.
I'll shotgun a beer to open up.
Don't
Anyway,
put that out there.
One thing I do want to talk about, not negative against West Ham, but negative against the officiating. I thought the officiating of the game was a little bit shady, because as far as I'm aware, the referee is supposed to stop the game for a head injury. Now I'm not saying, is it Rondon? It was Rondon, I think. Rondon that stood on his face. No, I'm not saying
he's a hockey player. I love it.
Oh yeah, he's solid as a rock. But I'm not saying the guy meant to do it. But still, he literally stood on his face, ripped his face up open, and the referee was like
in multiple places. Yeah,
carry on, and they almost scored. And it's like, what the fuck is? Because he was down holding his face, literally holding his face, and then when they went back, blood was just pissing out of his face. And I don't understand why the referee didn't stop that. It was very strange.
I thought it was interesting as well. But, yeah, I don't know. I would have been a lot more pissed if they had lost. The officiating was very sus. And I feel like this year, it's almost like NBA, where it's like a ball that could be a corner is like given as a goal kick and stuff like that. It's like, don't we have VAR so we can look at these things? Because I understand that it's not always because it's like somebody is trying to make trying to defend on something, they get a little foot on it or whatever. But that's a corner. But it could determine games. It could determine games on whether or not a team gets a corner or a goal kick, And
I'm sure it won't take long.
But
from the time the ball goes out
so
and the goalkeeper,
when you see it though, like there's so many times where it's like, oh hey, he tried to kick it, like and you'll kick it off the opposing player to get the ball back. And I don't really care so much about throw-ins and stuff, but it's like I feel like there are 3 or 4 corners / goal kicks that should have gone the other way, even on our side, that we were benefiting off of, where it was just like that. Like, are you even watching? Like, we have the technology to do this. You probably don't even need the official to run and go look at the score.
No.
You got the guy in his ear, be like, actually, no, that was West Ham ball. That's a corner.
Yeah, because it's not like,
that's all you got to have.
Every time the ball goes out, you'd have to have the referee be like, wait, I need VR.
That is the most simple, like,
by the time,
yes, it did.
Let's just say it's a goal kick. By the time the goalkeeper has collected the ball and went to put it on the spot, someone could have quickly watched the replay and be like, actually, no, it's not goal kick, it's corner. It's like, I don't see.
I had that Jaguars and Dolphins game on as the West Ham game was on. I had that on the iPad just because it was on. And there was it was like right around one of the times where West Ham, I thought, should have got a goal kick, and they gave Everton a corner on it. It was a kickoff or a punt, and the Jags player went down to like reach for it and then pulled back and didn't touch it. But the Dolphins player said, "Oh no, he touched it. It's a touchdown," because they picked it up in the end zone. And they looked back, he didn't touch it, so it was a touchback where the ball went into the end zone. And I was like, that took 30 seconds. Like, that's the same type of play. And just like, okay, did it touch a foot or a chest or a body part? No, it didn't. All right, cool. No, never mind. Nope. Correct call on the field. Like, that's all it has to be. Soccer's a rolling clock anyways. Like, it's not like it wouldn't take that long. To have the technology and not use it doesn't make sense to me. Just like I think the VAR has definitely helped, and I think that they're figuring out VAR way better this year than they ever have before.
Yeah.
That is my one thing with kind of like that could determine a game.
Oh yeah, 100%. If there's a goal,
you give somebody an extra corner and that puts it in the net, and it wasn't supposed to go to them because you saw that it hit off their foot like beforehand, and it should have been a goal kick instead. Like that could change a game.
Well, it goes back to last season when we was beating Man United 1-0, and they score a goal, and then later on they show a replay where the ball actually went out of play before
back in. Yeah.
And
Look at that.
It still blows my mind. Like, why does the TV companies have better cameras than the VAR?
And again, it takes 30 seconds, not even. Was the ball past the line? Was it out of bounds? Yes. All right, let's throw in West Ham.
Because they beat us 3-1 in the end of that game. But is that changed the whole game? Because we was winning 1-0, now it's 1-1. They had the momentum. But yeah, I don't understand. But consistency.
That is my biggest gripe about officiating. And yeah, it could change the game. But like, I'm glad that we're not. Like, Mike Dean's not sending Suchek off on some bullshit red card that gets rescinded later, but fucks us over in the process.
Fucking Mike Dean.
Fuck Mike Dean.
But look, it's little things like annoyed me, like when early on Antonio got a yellow card for diving, but then literally 5 minutes later, one of their players does exactly the same thing and doesn't get anything. Because I remember even Antonio went up to him, referee was like,
dude.
He did exactly what I just did.
Antonio gets run at and like, because Antonio is a giant, he just gets no benefit of the doubt in anything. Everybody's like, oh, he's Antonio. You can tell, like, that doesn't mean he can jump on his back. Like, they get away with so much shit on Antonio that, like, I think that, like, he has to James Harden it a little bit, where he is trying to over-animate it and stuff like that, because you have to be as obvious as you can be if you're Antonio to go down. And even at that, they're like, fuck you. Which, yes, that was a dive. But then if you're going to call that a dive, you got to go both ways, and they didn't. And it was a little ticky-tack right there. I like that. I was like, I thought the officiating was decent, but like also we're going to go on a rant for 10 minutes about the officiating anyways.
We're in a bad mood.
Look, I can bitch about anything, okay?
But yeah, positives. We had, what was it, about 60% of the possession. We dominated that game. I saw some salty Everton fans saying that we lucked out winning that game. I don't see how that...
Hey, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize for getting a win.
It was not lucky at all.
Excuse me, my team won. I don't care how we win. I win. A win's a win. That's 2 times in a row at Everton we got the dub. And it's like the first time in like forever that we've done the double, or not. It's not a double. It's a double if you be in the same year, right?
Yes.
It was the first time in like forever that we have beaten Everton at Everton in consecutive years.
Fact.
I don't know how many years, but it was a long time from whatever they said. I like when they give you stats where like it's funny in like the Brentford game where they're like, it's been since 1918 where Brentford had a lead at West Ham, and you're like, yeah, because they've not played a lot, man. Like,
When was the last time we played? 1918. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, but it's like, okay, it's gonna be a little bit different than Man United.
Yeah.
West Ham and Wrexham stats. What are those?
I like that you're keeping on the accent though. What are those?
What are those? A bottle of water. I've been trying to work on my British.
It's good.
My West Ham group, this guy, as he's just adopted the English spelling of stuff. I'm like, but we're not in England though. It would make sense if you were like going to England, but he'll like
just put random U's and everything.
He'll throw O's and U's together. I'm like, what is this?
Flavor with a U.
Now you're just trying to be fancy, and I don't like it.
Now you're just trying to score points,
right?
But no, with the accent, because I have ever since I've been living in America. I don't know why I do it, because I have an English accent. This is how I talk. I talk like an English person. But then when I'm doing an impression of an English person, I put on an English accent. Like I start talking like this. No, why are you doing this? You have the English accent. Why?
The accent is like, it's funny to a lot of people just because of how like hacky it is. I think sometimes. So it's like when you go all the way in, like when black comics make like they're impersonating a white person, like, hello, yes, sir. Actually, like that is hilarious to me because it's like that is just like the most like stereotypical, but like most people don't sound that way. But yes, sir. Hey, partner. Like that's hilarious. That's why it's funny, because it is like the most like obvious, like sarcastic version of it.
That's why I always go with Southern accent whenever I do Americans.
Everybody's got a Southern accent. It's always pretty good.
That was the Superman story. That was great.
Oh yeah, and whenever you're making fun of it, hey buddy, that ain't how I do it.
Superman should only be with a woman. This made up
I'm not
cartoon character.
How dare Superman have another love item besides Lois Lane? And they're like, well, that's actually his mom, so that'd be pretty weird if that was it.
Well, I'd rather him fuck his mom than
buddy,
a man.
I'm not writing it. I'm just telling you what's not acceptable. Like, okay, thanks, Cletus.
I don't know. Whenever I do an impression, they always have a dog called Skeeter. I don't know why.
Hey, Skeeter! Skeeter's a good dog name.
Love it. Talking about West Ham being West Ham, though, I did love the fact that we was like, oh, this is the first time in so long that we've gone 7 games undefeated away from home. Wow, West Ham sound dominant. Next 3 games all at home. I kind of want to play.
Yeah, I was like, didn't we lose quite? We lost a couple times at home in that span. It's like, yeah, we're not looking at that.
It doesn't matter.
I also think it's a weird stat. Do you believe that teams play better on the road? Like, it's a weird stat when it's like, I think it is a freak thing that happens sometimes. Like, you just get hot on the road, but it's like, what is the benefit of that? I don't know.
Yeah, no,
we're on
the
road. We don't have to worry about pissing off the home fans. Like Daniel Jones, they're always like, he isn't good at home, but it's like, why would he be better on the road?
It's a stat for stat's sake, I think. Like,
yeah, it's just like, well, he's got half of his games away, so we got to look at them and decipher them that way.
One of my most annoying stats for stats' sakes is that whole XG bollocks. Fucking hate that.
What is that?
The expected goals.
Like,
have you not seen that?
Like, who expects that?
No. So from the positions you had during the game, and you should have scored this many goals, and it's like
QBR or like the quarterback rating in football, where you're like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
But it's like
a perfect quarterback rating. I think it's like 142.2 or whatever. It's not even a full number.
But I've seen that people like leaning on it, like, oh yeah, it's 1-1, but that XG was higher than theirs. So what? You don't get points for fucking pretend goals, imaginary goals. What the fuck? I don't care how many goals we should have scored. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I thought we should have scored I'm just gonna start like making up my own XGs. Just be like, well, really, we were only supposed to have -2, and we had 1 goal, so actually we surpassed it by over 1,000%. People are like, what is that stat you're making? I was like, well, my XG expectations were different than the actual ones.
And then I finally saw someone who was like bringing up expected shots. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck off.
We should make a stat that we start monitoring every game. And like, I don't even know what the stat's going to be, but we have to use like LMNOP is just the abbreviation for it. Just because like, that's funny because it's the middle of the alphabet. But just be like, oh, West Ham expected at 14 LMNOP today. And they're like, what does that mean? Like, ooh, unfortunately, we only led up to 13.2 LMNOP today. And people will be so caught up in like, what does it mean?
And they'd be just
we
like,
seem like we're geniuses. It's like baseball guys, like when they talk baseball, but they have like sabermetrics they're bringing. Like, what about whip against ROY against ZDZ? I don't even know what these stats are. But like, if you come up with like a complex enough looking stat, like LMNOP seems like it would have a lot going into it because it's a lot of letters. So people just don't ask and they just try. Like, we could do like the Jimmy Kimmel on the street. Like, what are your thoughts on like on their LMNOP? You think they're going to be above it or below it? And they're like, oh well, they really got to worry about the LMNOPs this week. Against Genk. I just don't know how they're going to play against them in Europe. Like, people would just buy into it and just like when you ask them bands that aren't real, and they'll be like, yeah, I've never seen them, but I've heard good things.
Because their water bottle consumption rate is pretty high. Should we be fearful of that?
Yeah, it's like hydration per steps or whatever it is.
Yeah, we were the least hydrated team.
We're gonna figure out what
LMNOP
is before Sunday's game, or Thursday's game. We're gonna be your number one LMNOP monitoring podcast on Thursday during the game against Genk.
Whatever that might be.
Whatever it is, we're gonna figure it out. Mike and I will figure it out, and when we figure it out,
you're gonna shove it in your throat.
It's gonna be one hell of a stat. It's gonna be like the dumbest stat too. It'll be just like, how many times did somebody slide divided by how many times there was a missed shot on goal, and then it's some weird algorithm that we only have to explain like on here, and people will be like, oh okay, and like people will retweet us.
Like, make it some kind of mathematical like triangle thing. So we got like throw-ins divided by corners. This is how close we got to the goal.
Goal kicks divided by corners. Because that shows how many times you were on offense compared to defense. So if you have a higher percentage of corners over goal kicks, then you should really have like a higher percentage of winning the game. And so like at halftime, we'll be like, well, West Ham corners divided by goal kicks, gotta give the edge to West Ham. We gotta
go over that high CTG.
Ooh, that's good. That is good. Corners.
Write that down.
I'm writing it all down. CTG. I like that. This is gonna be the stat that changes. This is gonna change the game, guys. Like Billy Bean did that. I guess you don't. I don't know. Do you know what Moneyball is?
Isn't that a James Bond movie?
No, it was not. Moneyball is the story of Billy Bean. It's played by Jonah Hill's in it. He was played by Brad Pitt though, and like the A's were a very cheap organization, so he just found an algorithm. Like he was kind of like a stats guy, and he was like, "Look, like all that matters really is that guys get on base. They don't have to get hits. They can get hit by pitches. Like if you have a high hit by pitch percentage." It was this bunch of nerd shit, but because baseball is so analytical, like he built a team that then got to the playoffs with a very, 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 very cheap roster, and kind of like it was all about Moneyball. But like that's then like baseball kind of got into sabermetrics because of that shit too, and so like that's why we got to start just making up stats like that.
Thunderball was a James Bond movie, not Moneyball.
Thunderball sounds like a cooler version of Moneyball, though.
It sounds like a lottery ticket.
If the Oklahoma City Thunder ever have like a statistical like rebuild or something like that, like the A's did, they should make a movie called Thunderball.
And they have AC/DC do the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Thunderball! I'm dynamite!
I like where we're going today. This is a very statistical podcast.
Yeah. We're teaching people. We're growing.
We're we're soccer nuts, you know. We're just breaking down the X's and O's, talking about the things that not every other West Ham podcast is going to talk about. Because I'd say we're the number one LMNOP leading and CTG leading statistical podcast out there.
I mean, people will laugh at this, but next weekend, Arlo White's going to be mentioned in the CTG.
Ooh, we need to start hitting up Arlo. But Arlo, I noticed you didn't mention the Liverpool CTG.
I'm
Thoughts?
surprised he hasn't blocked us at this point, but
Well, he liked one of the things I posted one time. I think he made like a Ted Lasso post and I commented on it, and he I think he secretly loves us.
maybe he just doesn't know you're on the show.
It was like a love-hate thing.
Yeah. We should get him on the show. Maybe on the 50th episode, he should come on.
Ooh, yeah, that's right around the corner.
Looking forward. So we got Genk at home.
Genk.
I imagine our CTG is going to be pretty high in that game. I'm pretty
I would
confident.
think so. Yeah, it's a very high CTG trending game according to my early statistics. Well, I want to go look at while you continue talking. I'm going to go look at what our CTG would have been against Everton.
Can you even look up how many goal kicks they had?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Corner kicks, save. No, you can't. We might have to go with an easier to find stat.
But yes, so we're playing Genk on Thursday night or Thursday afternoon for us in America. Genk right now standing 6th in the Belgian Pro League. They're coming off 2 losses. I don't know if that matters anything, but where are they standing right now in our Europa League? They've won 1, lost 1. So I think this is ours for the taking. I think they're not that good. But I don't want to get too comfortable. But we beat Dynamo Zagreb 2-0, and Dynamo Zagreb beat Genk 3-0. So, ergo, we should win this 5-0. That's my prediction.
I like that.
Because we're 2 goals better than
5-0, yeah.
Dynamo, and Dynamo 3 goals better than them. Makes sense.
It feels like it's like a 2-0, 2-1 game, though, to me.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know where we're going to start. I don't know where we're going to roll out there. This is a game that we definitely need to win this one and the next one, and then we can kind of just chill. Is it this week or next week we have City? Or it's next week we have City, or the week after, right?
Yeah, so this coming week, so we have Genk on Thursday and then Tottenham on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
by the way, not to interrupt, it is the 1-year anniversary of the Lanzini come from behind goal to tie Tottenham.
The goal that is
greatest goal of the
featured
season last year
on our intro.
Lanzini.
Happy birthday, Lanzini, for that goal.
Happy goal day.
But yeah,
what if we turn it into like corners divided by saves or something like that? That's an easier stat to find.
Let's have a look. Right, Everton always stands.
Ooh, hold on.
Stats.
Yeah, it's gonna be way easier to find that. Possession divided by corners.
Yeah, I don't know what that
because you have a lot more possession
symbolizes,
divided
but I like
by
it.
Corners. Yeah, whatever it is, it's gonna make sense.
So what? So you'd say possession. So we had 61% of possession. So that's like what 0.61.
61 divided by 9 gives us. Hold on. 6.777 element OP this past game. So not too bad. Not too bad.
Is that
Opposed
good?
to Everton. You know what? We're going to figure it out. We're going to run this stat and see if it does have any determination. What if it's like, we've noticed that West Ham, every time they have a higher element OP, they win. And then we somehow crack like how to fix soccer.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because Everton's LMNOP was only 5.57.
5.57. So as far as I'm concerned, then yeah, a higher element OP is really the determining factor, honestly. I think we found something here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to all of our Premier League games and chart our success of our LMAP number.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to bring it to you next week. So yeah, gang, I think we're obviously going to see a big change. Lots of changes in the team. We're going to see Kral come back, I imagine. I've missed him and his wonderful hair he has. Maybe Mark Noble, Areola. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. But big game against Tottenham on the weekend.
It's home.
I hate those games.
Not feeling great about it, but Tottenham's been up and down.
Tottenham's been very up and down, but it was also one of those games that even if we'd lost every game this season, they'd won every game this season. It doesn't matter because it's that game when anything could happen. There's no point, I think, predicting that game. I think
and when you beat a team twice in a row, it's hard to keep going. Like, you keep those streaks going, but I don't know. I feel like we show up for games like this, so maybe this is a game where we get a win.
Oh yeah, I think as long as everyone's healthy. I think if Antonio stays healthy,
he should start to just alpha them.
No,
send a message.
No, he should be brought on specifically for the 88th minute.
Like, fuck.
But
just get worn up the whole game.
Also, just from minute 1, Lanzini's warming up and he's just like...
Give an eyeball. He's like, hey, I know what to do.
I'm going to fuck you up. We may or may not be doing a watch-along on Sunday for our traditional West Ham Tottenham game. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't confirmed that. I forgot about that.
I got to see what my schedule is.
Yeah, I've got to see what my schedule is as well.
It's an 8 a.m. game. Damn. Yeah. Maybe.
It was the same last time. And
yeah.
We was there live in your bedroom as you just literally...
No, it was a 6 a.m. game then.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a very early game.
Oh, it was a Saturday game then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, because I remember finishing that watch along and then going straight back to bed for a couple of hours. Good times. Yeah, so predictions, not happening.
Wins. 2 wins.
Wins. And the NLP is going to be high.
NLP is going to be what determines the game.
Remind
me to tweet that during the game too, so we can have fans follow along.
Will do. Coming up this week, other than sports, let's just talk about our stuff. We've got some early this week. Past the Gravy comes out early this week, due to you drunkenly playing golf on Wednesday.
I will be out at a golf tournament, not so much playing.
You're not going to play? You're just going to be there?
Yeah. We do have a Past the Gravy hole, though, so that'll be cool. Little biscuits and gravy shots is going to be what we're giving out.
Nice. I have to get I was trying to think of a good pun name for a Claret and Big Blue hole on a golf course, but I couldn't think of one.
The Claret and Big Blue hole would work.
No, I kind of know. I want something funny, but anyway. So tomorrow you're going to be releasing a new Past the Gravy tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to spoil?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to pitch some more great business ideas that I have that are killer. I don't understand why nobody wanted to. Nobody's invested yet in my therapist/plumber idea, but I think that it's got some legs to it. Tomorrow I will be discussing robots, because I don't know if you saw this, they're not putting guns on those dog robots, so we're really fucked.
Yeah, they are new overlords.
Been a pretty big adversary for let's not give more robot options to these robots, because then now what? Let's put a gun on him. Now he's gonna know how to.
Have you seen? Have you seen
literally every
Have you seen RoboCop? Have you seen iRobot?
It doesn't go well. It's only a matter of time. We're fucked, guys. But we're gonna talk about the downfall of mankind almost. And then
because I have a printer. I have a printer next to me. I turn it off when I'm not using it because I don't trust it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't trust it ever. But yeah,
I wake up and it's in the middle of the night. It's trying to give me paper cuts and some shit.
It's like, no, thank you.
No.
We'll talk about our impending robot doom. Some of my great ideas. We'll answer some questions, and then Pat and Robert are going to talk about the new Batman movie a little bit. But what about Waffle Box? What's going on over there?
Waffle Box.
Waffle Box. It's your Bach beer. That's when you get your beer. It's Waffle Box.
We're going to be talking about a movie that's happened recently. Was it The Last Vengeance? I don't know. The Last something? I don't know.
Last Samurai.
No, mate, I don't know. He's the movie guy. But I'm going to be talking about a new form of male contraception, which I saw. It's just won an award in Europe. It looks hilarious. I'll get into that. It kind of looks like, what's the VR goggles that you can get from, is it Oculus?
Oculus, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like someone's taken one of those, turned it on the side, and decided to teabag it. And that's apparently a male contraception. So I'm going to look forward to talking about that. And then also I'm going to be talking about a man who visited 51 pubs in 8 hours to break a world record for a pub crawl.
That's pretty cool.
Stand up, bring up my Britishness back. But other than that, yeah, not much. But so, on the flip side, so enjoy the new pasta gravy tomorrow, and then Waffle Box on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate you flipping some stuff around today to make it a little bit easier on me. That's why we're doing it on a Monday, because Mike's a nice guy.
I tried to be. Wear my retro West Ham shit.
I like it. Doc Martens is like a sick sponsor.
Oh yeah, because I had no other reason. I bought a pair of Doc Martens because on the tagger on the side had the West Ham logo on it as well.
Oh really? That's cool. I don't think I've ever owned a pair, but I always think like the Betway logo is pretty clean, and it's like that's a cool. I'm cool with that being a sponsor, but the Doc Martens is always cool looking too.
Although, did you hear that that's going to be coming to an end soon? Apparently,
that way
because apparently I don't know whether it's been signed and sealed and delivered, but apparently soon the British government don't want gambling sponsors on football shirts anymore.
That great.
So apparently
means I have to buy new jerseys.
Yeah. Hopefully this is when Red Bull swoop in and buy us.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't mind a West Ham and then the Red Bull logo. I think
Claret Big Blue podcast sponsor.
Or yeah, Red Bull if you want to sponsor us. We're pretty
we could
good.
Sponsor West Ham.
Oh. That costs us money though, right?
True, but exposure as well. It's all about you guys spend money, make money. That's what they always say. Don't know if this applies there, but it's definitely spending money.
If I won the lottery, I would definitely do that, but not have the Claret and Big Blue logo. I would just have picture of our faces on the West Ham shirts.
Yeah, just like they're like, what is the sponsor? Like, doesn't matter.
Who are those guys?
Just us, like
watching the game
in the Step Brothers pose.
Maybe I have an artist guy. Maybe I need to get him to do a picture, like a mock-up of us as the Step Brothers in that. That
would be funny.
For no other reason, that would make me laugh. I don't think anyone would buy that.
That is weird because like
half
the sponsors are gambling sponsors.
Yeah, it's going to cause a lot of issues, but then again, they were like saying, "Oh, it's going to cost the Premier League game teams this much money." So, no, I'm pretty sure other companies will come in and sponsor them. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna be okay. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. If you tuned in live on a special Monday night, if you are watching on demand, don't forget if you can listen to the audio version on all the platforms, Spotify, Google, blah, 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 Stitcher, blah, 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 blah. If you are listening to that, you can watch us live. We'll be back next Tuesday at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. I am Mr. Mike Fish. He is at Alex J. Middleton, at CBB Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow us all along as we bitch about the Giants and then hype up the LMAPO stats of West Ham coming up this week. But until then, of course, don't forget, always remember,
Seahorses forever.
and we'll see you next Tuesday.